Alright, so finally, I'm going to review the Texas Instruments TI-99 4A computer. I had one of these when I was a little kid, and I used to have a game called Face Maker for it. And that was a lot of fun. It was like a meme maker. Yeah, like a meme maker for the Wii. Way, way ahead of its time. But I don't have that one to go over. I actually have several games down here for it. Scholastic Spelling Level 5. I kind of put all these, one down there called Jawbreaker 2. Not sure what that is. Touch Typing Tutor. I got this for Christmas a couple years ago. My fiance and my son, they got it for me. It was actually my fiance that just got me that one. She knew I wanted it. I found it on eBay, and she went ahead and bought it ahead of me so I could have it. But anyway, the games I was gonna kind of go over, and this thing is weird. Like, I procrastinated on doing this review because I'm probably not gonna do it 100%. It's not really a full review. So I mean, there was the program recorder here, and I have it sitting over here. I'll show it all here in a minute. But this is a box that actually had this box to it. I don't have the box of the TI-99, just had this one. And I remember when I was a kid, we got this for Christmas, and I remember seeing this box wrapped, the same size exact box, and I was told that it was mine, and I was really excited about it because it's kind of a neat Christmas present when it's heavy and it's rectangular like that. You just never know what it is. The one things I didn't have were these joysticks. Let's see, I'm going to show them. I did not have these for this system, for this computer. There was no printer to it. I got informed on that. I wanted to make sure I knew that, but there was no printer that you could get for this thing. I guess it would compute, but I don't know exactly what you did. All I ever knew how to do was play games on it. And there's certain ways to hit the buttons on the keyboard to where they do different things. Like, I'll show it up close, and even I have a hard time with it. There's a speech synthesizer that goes into the right side of it. It's in my thumbnail, but I don't actually have that. But if you look up a YouTube video, you probably find it, and it's actually pretty interesting. I might have to pick one up eventually, speech synthesizer for it, because it does help out with some of the games. There's one, I can't remember which game it was. Was it, I think it's this one here, Alpiner is one that works with that. That's what I saw. And you're climbing. I'm going to pop in a couple of these games. I put the ones off to the side I wanted to go over. I don't know why I put numeration 2 there. I mean, I guess I can put an educational one just to show, but it was an educational type system. I think schools used to use them. I never saw these in schools. I was always Apple IIe with the green monitors. That's what I used to mess with when I went to school. And I loved it. I loved Oregon Trail and Number Munchers and all that on it. I wish I could get one of those, but they're very expensive if you can even find a good working one that's in decent shape. We got Munchman, which is basically like Pac-Man. Parsec, that's one that a lot of people talk about on this. It's like some kind of a shooter. I have to practice that one some more. TI Invaders. It's Space Invaders. I'll show it. Car Wars. I can't remember if... See, there's no, like... Nothing that shows you the game on it. You just have the end label. Which is nice because you can set them up on a shelf and you can see them, you know, if you put them in like that. You always want the end labels. Not like the Nintendo 64 that didn't have them. Right idea there. Too bad it didn't have like a little way to put a sticker like here so you can see what the game was and all that. Then here's a cassette. And yeah, here's Tunnels of Doom. You have to have this cassette in order to play Tunnels of Doom. In fact, I'm going to show that here in a minute. Is there anything else I want to show here? There's some kind of a... This looks like a pretty standard... This looks like it would work on my Dreamcast. I don't know why it's in there here. I didn't hook it up this way. I have it hooked up through RCA jack, which I was surprised it came with one that worked on it that plugged into this size here for that port in the back of that old RF switch. Yeah. This is, I remember the old TVs, you had two screws that you'd screw it in with to make that work. I think that's the only way this will work. This is useless. I can't even do that on this TV. Well, my computer just went blank there. I wonder why. I wonder if it timed out. I'll turn it off. It might have. I'll just turn it off for the moment. If I turn it back on, come back on. It might just time out after a while. I thought it just stayed on that screen. Yeah, turn it off there. Man, that switch is kind of... Yeah, this is in great shape though. Yeah, it's the only way you'd be able to use that in a TV that has those two Phillips head screws or whatever to prong it into it. I'll keep this as just a little save. You got the little Texas Instrument logo on there. The TV antenna switch. Yeah. It's just cool to show. Here, I'll kind of go over the machine a little bit now. I showed some of this. I'll show how that tape deck works. It basically sends computer signals over to it so the game works. It's really weird that it needed that extra cassette there to do that. That's why they had to have that, but it's just the way the thing worked, I guess. I mean, I don't get it. I think there's a floppy drive that you could use, or you could use this. I don't have the floppy drive. If there is one, I heard about it or I read about it or something. But this is what we had when I was a kid to do this. This thing is scary too when it sends it over. It sounds like you're communicating with someone in outer space or something. But here, let me go over the system itself. Okay, here's the computer. TI-99 4A. You've got a little cartridge slot there. On the front. Controller goes in on the side. See, there's the controllers in there. What do they call them? What do they call that? When they put them together like that. There's a word for it. I can't remember. The speech synthesizer would actually go like right here. If you had one, there's a port there for it. Everything's hooked into the back. Power cord and I think this is the, you can't really see it, or this for the RCA jack, where the cable wire would go. I think that's for the tape recorder there. This must be the, yeah, that must be the power cord, I'm thinking. It goes into the plug that's right here on this block. I got kind of a mess in here with this. There's a cassette player. Yeah. Yeah, that's Tunnels of Doom. That wasn't even the right one I was holding up. Which one was that? Teach Yourself Extended Basic. Yeah, it's a different game. I only have 2 of these, but we're going to try Tunnels of Doom. So, yeah, let me turn this on. Comes on. Alpiner. Let's see, I'm just trying to find Tunnels of Doom. What did I do with that? Tunnels of Doom. There it is. This is, let me just take it. Reset it. Press any key. So you got for TI Basic or for, I don't know what TI, what's TI Basic? I guess you could type stuff there. Incorrect statement. I don't know what they want. Let's see here. Pull the game up, put it back in, and reset it that way. There's probably a way to reset this. If you look at the keys, you got like arrow keys here because you can see the arrows on these S, D, E, and X. And it works on certain games that you're playing. If we didn't have the controllers back then, so I had to use that stuff. I probably knew more how to use it back then, but there's all kinds of stuff. You'd have to look up all kinds of instruction on how these keys work. So, I don't know. Let's just, I think for now I'm just going to try to get this game going. We'll go 1 for TI Basic. No, I was wrong. I messed up. I meant to do Tunnels of Doom. Did I just freeze the thing up? Here. Start it back over. Alright. 2 for Tunnels of Doom. That's what I meant to do. Hit enter. 1 for cassette. Then you see there is a disk drive. 2 for disc 1. 3 for other, whatever that is. I'll hit 1. Take 200 seconds. I think I gotta hit play. It's doing something. I have everything hooked up right. I never unhooked it. I made sure this worked. There it goes. You hear it? I guess we're communicating with ET here. And that's how it works. It sends signals over. It's got to basically load the game up some other way between the cassette and the cartridge. It's the two work together, I guess. As far as going over everything, I've showed you everything that I have, so that's about all I can say about it. We'll go over some of the games. And as far as my recommendation as to whether you should buy one of these, I mean, apparently I wanted it, so it wasn't super expensive. I think this was like 130 bucks and had all these games with it. I mean, if you don't know nothing about this thing, never knew anything about it, it might be something new for you too. If you like this review, comment to me whatever you think of this. And we can talk about it through the comment box down there. Man, that is freaky. It's scary. And it's working because it's coming out of the TV. If it was coming out of the cassette player, all that, it's not working. Took me a minute to figure out how to hook it up, and I'm just not going to even go over that. That was kind of hell. Figuring that out again. Man. It's like 12 years before the game's ready to go. If you do get one, maybe don't bother with the cassette player or any games that require that. I don't know which ones do and don't, but it'll just come. Whoever's selling it might just have it like they had it for this. Whatever games needed it, they already had it. Just took more memory, and they have to. The thing is, if you turn this off, Back on again. It's got to go through this whole thing because what it's doing is the tape is talking to the TI-99. It finally stopped making that noise. Did this work? Just rewind cassette tape, then press enter. It should have. Hold on a minute. I don't know what's going on here. Just rewind it. I thought it was all rewound when I did this. I just went through a whole sequence here. It must have played that whole cassette. Okay, stop. Okay, play. Let's try this again. It's reading it. It's more of a review on how this thing works. And it's got to go through this whole thing again. These are the games I had out. Let's see. Alpiner, we can look at that one. We'll look at Parsec. I know a lot of people like that. Munchman, yeah. TI Invaders. I won't bother with Car Wars, I don't think. I'm not sure what that's all about. Numeration 2, I don't even know why that was sitting there, but I mean, it's just an educational game. So, hopefully it works this time. Stick to regular games on this thing. Maybe avoid the tape cassette. I got to use up the spot there. I had to unhook the Sega Saturnite sitting there, the Super Nintendo sitting there. I think I had the GameCube sitting on top of something I can't remember, but I always keep that Sega CD back there. Sega Tower of Power. I will not unhook that because that was a nightmare to get set back up, so I just leave it back there. I change out the stuff in the front when I want to do something different. I wonder if I didn't have the tape all the way rewound and that's why it didn't work when it got done. I should have hit that rewind first. It even said that. But I thought I had already rewound it. I'm making us literally sit here and wait on this stupid thing to read that tape. Come on! Stop and press enter. I think I'm gonna work this time. Okay, new dungeon. See, I don't even know how to play this stupid thing. Number of players. Just do easiest. David Traveler. Okay, let's see if I can do something with any of this. I don't know what I'm going to be able to do with it, but I couldn't figure out how to play this game. I don't think the joysticks work either. Shoot. Check the data below before continuing. Press Proc D. I'll start hitting buttons. I couldn't really figure this one out at all. Went through all that. I don't see anything that even says Proc D, but I think it's Proc and then D. I thought maybe P and D. I think I got it to go before. I just kept pushing buttons till it did. Function. I don't know. The alpha lock was on. I don't know how that keeps getting turned on. I'm about to give this one up because I don't know what Proc and D is unless I looked that up, and I thought I figured this out before. Press Proc. I think it's like Process D. Controllers do nothing. Even if I can get into the game, I still can't figure this stupid thing out. I think it's a role-playing game of what it is. Well, if I knew what Proc and D was, that would help. Anyone knows, leave me a comment. I'll figure it out later. I am over it. TI Invaders. I know this should just come right up. Two for TI Invaders. Merely aggressive and downright nasty. Well, let's do downright nasty. Oh. Ah, man, that's telling the truth. Ah. I don't remember if we had this. I know we had Burger Time back then on this. I remember playing that. Problem is I never get the games I used to have. Get into this though. TI Invaders. Texas Instrument Invaders. And that's some dangerous stuff. Your scientific calculators would be attacking you in this. And I think I lost. Because that was TI Invaders. Okay, so we'll do 2 for Parsec. Let's try that. That's one that a lot of people talk about. Okay. Can't go. We can go backwards, but is it kind of like Defender, maybe? Sort of. Man, the controller's hard to use. Now I'm afraid to go down there and try to kill anything. You only have so much fuel and it'll blow up too. Ah, I wanted to kill something. Games kind of take a skill, don't they? Man, come on! Bull! I can't seem to shoot anything. Here, hold the button down. Okay, what got me? Is it from holding that button down? Ah. I'm gonna have to practice this one too. This is like, geez. Take more than practice. Every time. And that was Parsec, so I showed Parsec. Okay, we'll try Munchman, which is basically like Pac-Man in another form. Yeah. All right. There we go. You're just covering the course is what it is. See, right now I can eat those, whatever they are. They'd be like the ghosts. The TI logo, little Texas logo, Texas Instrument logo. Then I got it. What am I missing? Oh. Well, okay. Oh, come on. What am I missing? There, got it. There we go. Munchman. I have a cheap knockoff of Pac-Man, really. You gotta cover the course. There's no dots, but... Gosh, stupid joystick. Ah, I died. At least clear another board here. Got it. Alright, so that's Munchman. Here's Alpine, this is the last one I'm going to show. Players 1. I don't care. Care about a name. What is this? Come on. I just want to play. And the speech synthesizer will tell you which way to go to help you out. Oh, geez. I'm sure if you're trying to get to the top of the mountain, like climbing Mount Everest. Hey, I made it. Okay, so that's all it is. Pretty simple. Now we're going to start having stuff, you know. Campfire, middle of the mountain. Ah! Knock me back. Anyway, I just wanted to show the games a little bit. I'm not trying to, you know, completely play them all. I mean, I could do maybe a single review here or something one time on some, but it's just the same old repetitive stuff with these old games like this, so. Okay. I think that's good enough. I really think that's good enough as far as showing games. So what do we think of it? I mean, TI-99 4A. That's what it is. Just a Texas Instrument computer. I don't think it was anything super special. Even back then, it was probably, if I had to guess, a pretty... my parents bought it. They probably bought it when it was more going downwards for us because it was something inexpensive. I think my dad used to trade games with someone he might have worked with. I think I remember him telling me that. So we could play different stuff. I can't remember exactly how it worked, but all I know is I had Facemaker, and I remember playing Burger Time. My brother had Burger Time. I'd probably try to pick that one up on it. That'd probably be a lot of fun. There's really nothing else to say about it. It's one that no one knows much about. Anyone I've talked to about it, it's like, I've never seen that. You know, I've shown pictures of it, and I've never seen that. It's just another computer system. I guess, like, maybe Commodore. I don't know. Commodore's a bit more known than this thing. This thing here, this was just Texas Instruments taking a crack at the gaming market, I guess, and it didn't really work out for them. But I think this thing did last a while, but I don't really know much of what they do anymore as far as, I guess, calculators. I don't know if there's anything else that Texas Instruments make. It's always been a good brand. I remember the little Professor. We had one of those, a little Professor calculator that taught you how to do math. It had different math games on it. I'd like to get my 6-year-old one of those. I've seen you can buy them, but they're like over $30 if you find a new one now. I think they make them new now. I think that's what I saw. It was on Amazon, but I don't know. Maybe someday I'll find them one. Maybe I'll find a vintage one I can get them. I know there's an app you can get on your phone for Little Professor. I got it one time, and it was the same exact thing. You just had it on a touch screen, and it looked like the face of that Little Professor calculator. Anyway, I mean, I hope you enjoyed this video, and hope it might have helped you in deciding if you want to, you know, look into one of these TI-99 4A units or not. I mean, it's up to you. I have it. I'm glad I have it. I won't ever buy any more games for it unless I find Burger Time or something. Maybe I'll start garage selling, see if I can find some stuff cheap. Some older people are maybe trying to get rid of it or something, you know, and they just will just sell it for whatever. Let's sell you a bunch of stuff for $20, and a lot of it can be rare. You just never know. Anyway, thanks for watching my video. See you next time.